is going on, guys? We are back with the Coyote swap. This is my high school car. We are doing a Gen 1 Coyote swap into it. So we've been filming a lot of the process, and I want to make this video series a little bit informational, and I want to show the little odds and ends that we kind of stumbled upon and kind of navigate through that. So we have the engine assembled behind us, and I'm going to show you a little bit of what we're working on. I'm not showing every step of the way, but I'm showing the important stuff. You guys don't need to see us, lifting an engine, putting in a K member. Those are very basic stuff. I'm going to show you the little odds and ends that we find, so you don't have to figure it out for yourself like we do. Hey guys, before we get too far in the video, I want to remind you that we have everything on sale on the website for merch. We got a lot in stock, and the website is only going to allow us to sell what we have in stock. So everything is here ready to ship. I work all day out in the shop and then come in here and then ship orders for you guys. If you guys want to shout out as well when you check out, just leave an order note and I will shout you out in the next video. But we have a lot of different shirts still left, so definitely head down in the description, mustanglifestyle.net, pick something up. T-shirts start at $15, and the shipping is only a few dollars, so definitely go pick something up. We have the key tags, we have sweatshirts, and all sorts of stuff, so definitely go head over there. So we have Mr. Brad here.
Hello.
And we have a Gen 1 assembled Coyote. If you don't know, this is a truck motor, Gen 1. We did swap Mustang cams into it, which you do not need to do, but for the power adder and the power that we plan on making, it made more sense. We also did an oil pump gear and crank gear, painted the timing cover, and put a Mustang timing cover on it because we are putting a ProCharger D1SC on it. One thing we ran into is we're running a GT350 ProCharger kit, and we did order the slip-on balancer, but this is for an 11 to 14, so it sits too far out because that one is for a reverse style rotation blower, and ours is a regular rotation blower. So we are going to need to get a different balancer for that, but we are going to go ahead and kind of get this ready. So with these ultimate swap headers, we found that you can't run a 4.6 starter and you can't run a Gen 1 Coyote starter. I believe the Gen 2 and GT500 starter are the only ones that are going to fit with this setup, and that's a discovery Brad made today when we tried to put both the Gen 1 Coyote starter in here and the 4.6 starter, because both will bolt in, but that is the only one that we were able to find that will actually fit with these headers. Now, Brad is using a Cobra aluminum flywheel, and we are going to put that in here. We did find that a Coyote manual flywheel will fit in here. However, the 4.6 style clutch, it doesn't line up, right?
It's the dowels. Everything lines up, but the dowels are much larger for the Coyotes than they are for the 4.6s and quite possibly 5.4s.
So we figured the easiest solution for this was to go ahead and use a stock Cobra 4.6 flywheel. Since we are using a T45 transmission, that's what we have right here. This is the stock transmission for this car. Now I do have a T56. That one is tucked away. We are going to be rebuilding the T56, but I didn't want to put this car on hold any longer. So I figured we can go ahead, put this in, have some fun with it. It is going to be ProCharged, making somewhere around 650 horsepower. This may or may not break depending on how I drive it, but we figured that this will get the car running and driving, and then we can spend the time to get the T56 right rather than rushing to get it together. I'd rather enjoy the car, especially with GT500 being down. I want a fun street cruiser in the meantime. So clutch choice. I have a bunch of clutch choices around here. I have a used Center Force. We do also have a few used let's see, spec stage 3s. Yeah. Both of those are 26 spline. And I was going to use the 10 spline Center Force, but we actually found an OEM 0304 Cobra 10 spline clutch that we had laying around. So that's actually what we're going to run. It's going to have a really nice stock feel, and I know it'll handle 600, 650 wheel horsepower roll racing, just not really the dig racing. So Brad did his best to get the engine bay cleaned up. This car is not the cleanest. There is some rust and some other things, but we're gonna do the best to make sure this looks nice in there. The Coyote is gonna look good. The polished Pro Charger is gonna look great. So it's really just kind of doing the finer details. We're gonna get this in the car, and then we're gonna get the Power by the Hour control pack kind of lined up and figure out all the other little odds and ends that go with this, and we'll bring you guys along the way as we bring this from a very simple
It's just a truck motor.
Yeah. Well, this was going to be a really simple swap. I mean, it's still fairly simple, but there are a lot of different things that I ended up adding on, like the lethal dual pump return fuel system and an 0304 Cobra tank. We're now doing that swap along with the Pro Charger. So we also have to fit the large Pro Charger intercooler up in this area. So there's a lot of little odds and ends to figure out, but I think it's gonna all come together and be a really, really cool, fun street cruiser. All right, Brad, what are we doing?
Put the trains on.
Nice. So we've got the OEM 0304 Cobra clutch. It's just what we had laying around. We'll see you in potentially a week, maybe a few months, when we pull it out to go T56.
Hopefully a few months.
Yeah. No, I really don't think I'm going to be shifting this car hard.
We'll see. 700 horsepower.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, let's stick the trans on. Jesus, Brad. Leave me alone for 1 second.
Look, these don't weigh nothing like the automatics.
Yeah, them 6R8s, no joke.
Fuck that. Even with no fluid in it.
All right.
Ready?
Yeah. Oh, that'll be fun to get out in car.
Go ahead, lift it down. And roll.
Well, that was easy.
Super freaking easy. Alright, let me get Jack real quick. Just easy mud.
Man, this trans has been through some stuff.
It's one of those if things could talk moments.
There we go. She went in.
This went on the smoothest out of any transmission we put onto these cars.
She's seen a few things. She's a little loose. Alright, so the engine is in, trans cross member is bolted in. We can see we got the swap headers Hey, it looks like the widebands are actually gonna clear.
They're gonna be close.
This one's close. This one will clear.
Definitely fits better than the Fox body did.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, these are the headers off the Fox body, so yeah, she's looking good. Brad is bolting up the AC compressor. We use the Power by the Hour swap brackets, just little things that basically put it in position with the Coyote belt system. This is the OEM 4.6 AC compressor. It's actually still holding a charge because these cars you can actually get the engine in and out without taking off the AC line. So we should be able to wire everything up and it should have ice cold AC right off the rip. No need to charge. Okay, so we're definitely making some progress here. The AC compressor, we use the OEM Coyote stretch belt. Since we are using a Mustang timing cover, there is no tensioner. So that is the OEM one there. Brad did have to make some shorter bolts to fit the AC compressor there. They were just too long. After that, belt system is all good. Since we were under the car, we wanted to start to figure out the harness that we got from Nathan. My friend Nathan makes these harnesses. Basically, you send out your OEM engine harness from your 2-valve or 4-valve. And what he does is strip out all the unnecessary stuff, so that way you can go ahead and have running AC, tack, and oil pressure and water temp. So that is what we are doing here. We are going to kind of line it up and loom it. But he gives you the diagram to go ahead and kind of splice everything in that you need to, and he provides the instructions for the water temp that we have down there. So we're just kind of working on finalizing that so we can loom it and make it really nice in here. All right, so we got a lot of the wiring kind of laid out. So right over here, that's the OBD2 connector. Right there, we have the gas pedal. Here are the start leads, so key on power, start, signal, and then the manual clutch pedal sensor. So we got all of that coming over. We got the PCM laid out. So there is a BCM side, there's engine side, and then there's a trans harness. The trans harness is key because that has the wideband stuff wired into it. We have the engine harness right here. So we kind of have everything laid out. This is the Power by the Hour control pack. So they have this nice relay board that kind of simplifies things down. So we have to basically make all of this fit in there. This is the stuff that's going to go in the car. And then everything else, that wire right there, and this mass airflow sensor. We're going to try to mount the PCM in this general location. So, see how it goes. And Brad is actually putting in the factory harness. That's for our AC, our tack, water temp, and oil pressure. So we're gonna tap into some wires on the engine harness over there. If you guys want one of these harnesses made up for you, my friend Nathan, he actually does them himself. So I'll leave some contact info down below. But he gives you all the instructions, and basically this will have working RPM and AC and all the fun stuff. We just got to wire a few things in, but overall it's not too hard. Okay, so attempt number 2. We got the Pro Charger balancer. I didn't want to go with a Innovators West for this setup. We actually got the one that's for 11 to 14 kit with a standard rotation hub. If anyone is looking for one of these, I bought this one. I picked both of these up from Brute Speed, and I'm kind of stuck with that one. They did overnight this one out. This was another $360, but this should hopefully be what we need. This is a 15 to 17. This bolts onto the stock balancer, and you can see there is a much smaller hub there.
It looks a lot better.
So go ahead and slide that on there, and let's just make sure that
I gotta pull that nut off.
Make sure the balancer works. This would have been much easier to do with the engine out of the car, but you can see that we're mocking some stuff up. We got the PCM mounted. Brad did an awesome job of mounting the PCM with an OEM bracket that we pulled off one of the V6 cars we had here in the yard.
Just slight modifications.
Slight modifications, and yeah. Is it turning over, or you got it?
It's coming.
Yeah, we haven't fully torqued the balancer nut yet. Okay, Brad.
Oh, that is much better.
That looks like it is the right thing. Now is the water pump getting in the way? Or?
I don't know. I think we're gonna need the actual Pro Charger 2 finished mock-up.
Well, because from over here, it looks like
the pulley bolts, and it looks like that might be in the way.
which is strange because this piece is pretty much the same between 15 to 17 and 11 to 14.
It does have the tensioner over here, so maybe
it kicks it below. Yeah, you know what? It probably kicks it below all that stuff, I think.
I hope so. We'll find out.
I mean, we'll see. There really shouldn't be a difference between a Gen 2 balancer and a Gen 1. If there is, then obviously we can swap it out. But I don't really, knowing what I know about these, I don't think there should be a difference. We will let you know.
I think we'll be okay. I mean, it's not the truck balancer anymore.
Yep. Now some other progress Brad made. The coolant lines are going to run underneath the Boss manifold. Luckily, it gives us a ton of space.
This one's going to run just about where the Coyote ones do. So it's just going to run right along where the fuel rail and the injector harness is. So just got to cut it, put some hose clamps on it. Should be good to go with that.
Yep. Yeah, no, we're making a lot of progress with this. So things do probably look a little dirty on camera, but we can thank John for painting and sanding and everything in here. So I will have to go ahead and kind of do a final cleanup. But for the most part, we're definitely getting there.
We are. It is taking a little bit extra time. We're trying to make this look as factory as possible, make it look like the car came with this engine. So in order to do that, we've had to go through, de-wire a lot of stuff. We're trying to route wires so that they're not running through things. They might go a little bit further. Just overall trying to clean everything up so it's not like a jumble of wires.